They're a magnificent flower that stand proud and beautiful. They make a statement all on their own. No need to have a whole lot of blooms. They just go, wow. I am excited because we have a CARECOLLAB video that a bunch of us are making regarding our Paphiopedilum orchids. And so here is the list of all the names right up here that will be in this CARECOLLAB. Go to their YouTube channels, check them out. Everyone does orchids a little bit different. We all live in different parts of the United States or in Canada or Europe. We all live all over the world. And so we grow things differently. Some in leca, some in naturally on the trees, some in bark, some in our house, some in a greenhouse. And it's nice to see how you can do things differently with the same plant from all over the world. Today, the Paphiopedilum is the orchid of choice. I grow mine indoors in my orchid room. I'll give you a 360. So as you come into my bedroom, which is a spare bedroom, not the one I sleep in, we have my orchid table, some orchids up top. We have a functioning desk because that is part of the office that we have. And then we have this orchid shelf here. I don't have a huge amount of orchids. I have been growing for just 3 years. Very thankful that I could do this hobby. And that is the other end of my orchids in the orchid room. My two Paphiopedilums during the fall and winter sit in my shelf in this room. Do you see them in the back? They have a little tiny mister in front of them. I researched how those parent plants were created together. I found that they prefer a more shady and a moist environment. They don't prefer a really hot environment. So they are down underneath these shelves and get just a sprinkling of shadowy light every single day. I have in my grow room a Mars Hydro light. That's what these are getting their reflections down from. And I also have across the way, which is behind me where I'm standing, it is the Bloom Spec, and it's 600 wattage. So the one that these are under is a higher wattage, but they are under shadows. Let me bring them out. In the summer and the spring, they do not stay here. They go downstairs to my living room, which is very cool and very shaded and just has a little bit of morning light. So here I'll sit at my desk and show you the first one that I have, the Paphiopedilum Vanda M. Pyramid. And these are my tags I put that tell me when I watered her last, because I kind of love to overwater. Now I know that she loves water, but I have to write mental notes on all my tags. And as you saw, this one, it shows that the Belly Adam crossed with the Delinati, that's what these parents are that created this, this Paphiopedilum. It says it prefers a winter rest without any fertilizer and a little bit more water. Now in the summer, when she is downstairs, she is constantly wet, and in the reservoir there is water here, but she really can't reach it. It's just below that. So it's just for humidity's sake that I keep the water in during the fall and the winter. But in the summer and spring, it is up to right about here, and she stays wet. What I have in the pot in both of my Paphiopedilums that I have is pumice stone rocks, a little bit of bark, some moss, and even some leca pellets in there, and rocks. And I like to keep rocks right underneath the new fans to prop them up so they're not soaking in the moisture that's down below them. Now let me take you a little bit closer. She has not flowered for me. I bought her back at the beginning of this year, and she had just barely, you know, this about this high with these second sets of leaves. So she has grown them much taller and extended her fan a lot higher, and I don't know when she'll flower. But if you can see, I try to keep right at the point where the my brain's not working today. I like to keep right where the stem of the plant goes down into the soil, dry with that rock propped right underneath her. She is not like a Phalaenopsis that likes to grow aerial roots up in the sky. They are all down and into her media. And this is the first set of leaves here, and I do have some rocks down below. I'll show you a picture of what her flowers should look like. It's not my personal picture because she hasn't flowered for me yet, but the foliage is just magnificent. And I keep her wet like a sponge at the dish sink during this fall season, where you can feel it. Like if I put my finger on there, I can still feel the moisture. But I don't keep her soggy. Now in the spring, like I said, she's really wet, and I do pour fresh water over her weekly. And in the fall, I do pour the fresh water over weekly, let it dry, but she's not sitting soaking up water in this wintry resting type of season. Now the reason I have it very moist is because she likes to live in the natural down at the lower levels where it's more swampy, more cool, a lot of tree overcast, so she's not getting the direct sun, and that is why. Now every year I will have to change the potting mixture on here, because these plants, obviously with that much moisture and it having moss in there, they're going to break down much faster. So with her being in some organic media, it's good for me, from what I've learned, to change her media once a year. So next spring, I'll give her a freshen up. But when I was researching them, I found out that they do like a higher pH than some of the other ones, a higher acidic level in the soil. Here's the second one. And she did flower for me. She was beautiful, and her flower lasted months upon months, and it was green. I'll show you a picture. That hooded green with the stripes in it, to me, is just glorious. Now here, I had some fertilized water up above on one of my orchids drip down on her, and I didn't notice that. And then the light had moved a couple of plants. Remember I showed you she's on the middle shelf? I had moved some, so she was getting too much direct light shining on that fertilized water droplet, and we burned the leaves. I did put some cinnamon on the little patches underneath. You'll see it there too, and it has not spread, so I think it's done what it's done. The damage is there. But over this spring and winter, after she dropped her flower, she has grown this whole second shoot right here, the second fan. I'm so excited. Now, and I don't know if you can see, but they have an orange tone to their roots. And of course, when it's time to repot these, I'll take you along so you can see the fun roots. But she likes it wet, she likes it cooler, and she likes it shadier. And for now, I do that here in my orchid room because we have a fireplace that runs in the winter and the fall, and it's just way too hot downstairs. It's way too hot for me. Here I am in my summer shirt. It's way too hot. So I do that, and I will freshen her up after she flowers again next year, when it is time to give her new life. So those are my two Paphiopedilums. They both have different shades of color. And so if you're looking for I think they're very easy to grow. If you're looking for an easy to grow orchid, a Paphiopedilum is beautiful. You don't always find them in the grocery stores or the nurseries, florist shops, so you may have to search online for these. And here in the United States, where did I purchase mine from? My tag, here it is. I purchased mine, I think one of these was from Carmela Orchids, and the other one was from Palmer Orchids. So research around, see where you can find them, and read about their parentage. You know, some of them require highlight and drying out. I watch other people who have beautiful Paphiopedilums, and they are in a bark that looks dry, and I think, oh my gosh, water them. them, soak them. But theirs and the parentage for their plants don't need the moisture like maybe mine do. So not every Paph is grown the same way. So check it out, check into their lineage and see what the care is for yours. I thank you for joining me today on this CARECOLLAB. Thank you, Nina, for organizing it. Check out all the different orchid growers and how they grow them. You may just find a new YouTuber that fits your personality or you just really connect with, or as my parents' generation would have said, they jive with. So go find someone you jive with and watch their videos and encourage one another to grow together. Thank you, and I wish you wellness and peace. Until we talk again, bye-bye.